Now for the conclusion on our presentation on the properties of water. The fourth property of water that is important to life is something that you observe all of the time. If you've ever put an ice cube in a liquid, you'll notice that the ice floats. This actually doesn't make sense because molecules of a solid are supposed to be closer together than the molecules of a liquid. However, due to hydrogen bonding, whenever water freezes, the molecules, of course, will move slower because they have less energy, but the water molecules will become locked in place in sort of like a lattice structure, and this creates space in between the water molecules. Other than ice floating in your beverage, this is important because icebergs float in the water. Also, this doesn't happen in South Georgia, but if you were to go farther north, you would notice that only the surface of a lake freezes during the winter. This allows life to continue underneath the ice, and it also sort of insulates the water so fish and such can still survive. Please pause this video and draw a diagram of how water floats. The next category, or excuse me, the next characteristic is that water is the solvent of life. Solvent is something that dissolves a solute. So polar solutes are going to dissolve in water. All of life depends on aqueous solutions. This is where water is the solvent. For example, most of our bodies are made of water. The cytoplasm inside of our cells is mostly water. Lots of other organisms, microorganisms especially, have to live in some sort of wet environment like moist soil, oceans, etc. Now let's think about how this might happen. If we have NaCl, this is table salt. Whenever table salt is put in water, it actually dissociates into its two ions of sodium Na that has a positive charge and chlorine Cl that has a negative charge. The water molecules will actually surround each of these ions in the correct orientation. So since sodium has a positive charge, the negative charges of water will face it. However, on this side, chlorine has a negative charge, so the water molecules will surround it in this way. This allows the salt to dissolve and the water molecules to surround it.